that's my answer to that. Now let me ask you about this. This sword has a Nazi swastika hilt.
I'm not sure what Hasan's laughing about there, because, I mean, that's very obviously a swastika. So, I mean, maybe he's got an explanation for it. I mean, especially when you're, talking about Jewish things to a Jewish person, which Ethan is. I mean, that's a swastika.
Okay.
Do you disagree? What's funny about that?
I think it's funny because you've made this a major point of contention. That's why I think it's funny.
It's a swastika, is it not?
Yeah, it's a.
Yeah, it definitely is. And here's the thing: it's not just that it's a swastika. I'm pretty sure that at some point Hasan calls this his swastika sword. Like I'm pretty. I don't know if they're going to show it, but I'm pretty sure that Hasan calls this his swastika sword.
It's a sword that is a bleach sword, as you know already. That has a hilt that has a Japanese manji sign on it. But yes, it does look like a swastika, as I've also noticed and have talked about on numerous occasions that you brought forward.
Yeah. Of course, you're conceding that because we fished this up. But yeah,
such as when I made fun of, I believe it was Alexa.
So what is it here? It's why were you platforming terrorists and portraying them positively? Also, what's the deal with the swastika sword? I saw clips of you saying you don't even like bleach, calling it the swastika one yourself. I mean, yeah, it's a swastika. I mean,
that talking about that grabbed it, and I said,
goes for the swastika.
"Oh, you immediately go for the swastika."
He calls it a swastika sword.
Yeah, exactly. Do you think?
Anyway, my point is, Hasan, if I can continue, my point is that you knew it was a swastika sword. So why did you guys choose to pose with this sword?
Ethan?
Answer that. Why was the choice made for this sword?
It also doesn't help that the dude holding the swastika sword in the picture is a skinhead. Like, guys, if you saw a skinhead wearing a fake police uniform, a Palestine thing around his neck, and holding a sword with a swastika, would you think that was Japanese manga, or would you think it was a swastika? Let's all use a little bit of common sense here.
I'm going to gently explain this to you again. One, it's not a swastika, but regardless.
Do you think it looks like a swastika?
I did not make this editorial decision. I wasn't even.
Do you think it's reasonable to perceive that as a swastika?
Ethan,
answer the question. Is it reasonable?
That's a really simple question. Like, do you think that's how people would perceive it? Like, that's just the question. He's not asking, is it an actual swastika? But would it make sense? You have a skinhead holding it with a Free Palestine thing around his neck, and he's holding a sword that looks like a swastika. Would it make sense to perceive it that way? The answer is very obviously yes.
No, I don't think it was a deliberate decision that IDubbbz made, but I don't know. I don't know his mind.
Hassan, they're your swords, and according to the New York Times article, there was 10 options. So what's the chances that they chose the swastika one? That seems pretty slim.
Well,
you have 10 swords, don't you?
The week prior to that, I believe. I don't know the exact timeline. I don't really remember when they shot this, but I had the sword out because I was doing an Assassin's Creed promo. Do you feel like if I thought it was like genuinely a swastika sword, I would use it in an Assassin's Creed promo shot?
Yes.
That's a perfect answer from Ethan, because he does. I mean, like he said, the dude's got 10 swords. He's got swords like you can see him in the picture, in the video behind him. He chose that one for a reason.
That's what we call a dog whistle, Hasan. And what you're doing is gaslighting somebody. You made a video. Let me make a point here, Hasan, because you're the king of microaggressions and understanding the perspective of minority groups. True. Right? So you made a video. You participated in a video accusing a Jewish. Let me finish my point, Hasan.
I'm going to let you finish that. I'm going to let you ask the question.
Stop. You are making a video accusing a Jewish man of exaggerating anti-Semitism.
Hasan knows exactly where he's going with this. And that's why he doesn't want him to talk. He doesn't want him to be able to say this because Hasan knows he's about to get backed in a corner. I don't know what he's going to say. I think I know where he's going, but Hasan recognized it. He recognized that he's about to be screwed. He's about to be screwed by what Ethan says.
While exhibiting the most hateful symbol against Jewish people. Do you not see this as a problem? Or at least, am I insane for thinking this is odd?
Ethan, take a deep breath.
Answer the question. I don't need you to console me.
I didn't even hear your question.
Why didn't you hear his question, Hasan? Like, you didn't hear his question because you were trying to overtalk him the whole time.
Need you to.
Well, you should try listening instead of speaking.
I'm just looking for clarification here. Do you think that I deliberately was using a dog whistle in an Assassin's Creed promo, or that it was a cool sword that was laying around because it's the only long sword that I have?
You have 10 swords.
It's the only long sword that he has. We can see the swords. Let me go. Let's see.
This is odd.
Let's see.
Ethan.
We got him right here. Bro, that was the only sword laying around. You have 3 of them right here. So that was the only one laying around? Like, let's be real about this.
Take a deep breath.
Answer the question. I don't need you to console me.
I didn't even hear your question. I need you to.
Well, you should try listening instead of speaking.
I'm just looking for clarification here. Do you think that I deliberately was using a dog whistle in an Assassin's Creed promo, or that it was a cool sword that was laying around because it's the only long sword that I have?
You have 10 swords.
I know, they're heavy. That's not a...
They're heavy. Let me just say this right now to any of you. If you buy a sword and you don't want to pick it up because it's heavy, you're a bitch. Straight up bitch. Just putting that out there. If you think a sword is too heavy, you're a bitch. Don't buy them. Just want to make that very clear.
Real sword.
So yes, I'm aware that it's not a real sword, but you had 10 to choose from. What does it matter how much they weigh?
Yeah, the other ones are heavy.
Let me paint a scenario.
He really is going with this. The other swords are heavy. That's some bitch made shit. I'm sorry, guys. But if you're like, I'm not going to use that sword because it's heavy. Like, you have katanas, dude. They're not heavy. In fact, they're famously not heavy. Like, that's the swords that are sitting behind Hasan. They're katanas. And they are famously not heavy.
Hasan, let me paint a scenario for you, okay? Listen, okay? This is important. You participated in a video accusing a Jewish man of exaggerating anti-Semitism. You exhibited in that video the most hateful symbol against Jewish people. 1 out of 10 of your swords that you have previously already stated you know is the, quote, swastika sword. So am I insane for even, you're treating me like I'm insane for bringing this up, but it sounds pretty reasonable.
I mean, it's a little insane.
So yeah, microaggressions just don't exist for Jewish people.
You're asking me.
I do want to point out that Hasan's being completely ridiculous here, because Hasan is one of those people that, like, if you said you people, he would get offended for black people. He'd be like, what do you mean by you people? But he thinks showing a swastika, the ultimate symbol of Jewish hatred, isn't triggering or aggression to somebody.
Why iDubbbz?
It's your sword, bro. I don't believe that you weren't there.
I'm not iDubbbz.
You were there, bro. It's in your fucking house.
I don't know why you're asking me.
Because it's your house and your sword.
But I also gave you what my speculation is, and that is that
it was just a cosmic chance.
I previously had it laying around because I had just done an Assassin's Creed promo.
Okay, if you say so. So if it's a cosmic fluke, which you claim, then why leave the photo up?
I'm not even in the photo, I don't think.
I know,
right?
it's in your room, though, and with your sword. Why leave the photo up if it's a cosmic fluke?
Wait, why are you asking me this question? I don't know. I'm not, Ethan?
I'm sorry, Hasan. Are you unable to make value judgments on situations? Like, isn't that what you do for a living? Do you think that iDubbbz should have removed?
I don't think it's relevant or that big of a deal at all. If that's what you're trying to get out of me, like, yeah, I think it's not.
Okay, so you're telling a Jewish man who's complaining about a very odd coincidence that I'm crazy and I'm exaggerating.
Over the manji on it, Ethan. Can we? Okay, you got me. All right. I don't know what to tell you.
Of course he's going to. Oh, you got me, because he's trying to move on because he recognized he's completely wrong. He's 100% wrong for using that sword. Like he said, he has 10 swords in his room. He's got 3 katanas sitting by him. His excuse that it was heavy is again, bitchified. Let me just say that right now. But he doesn't have an excuse for it. He should just say, I'm sorry I used that sword. I shouldn't have used that sword. Like, just be real.
got me. I put a swastika in the video calling you out for exaggerating anti-Semitism.
That's not what I'm saying.
You got me.
Do that.
And that's the worst part, is that's what Hasan did about that video, is Ethan called him out for having a swastika in that video, and Hasan's response was to act like Ethan was overreacting. It's not overreacting when you choose the ultimate symbol for hatred of the Jewish people. That's like, nobody thinks that was a coincidence.
Yes, you did. You literally did.
I didn't do that.
Okay, laugh about it. Go on.
It's not a swastika. And
then why should you leave it up?
You have that much of an issue with swastikas, considering you drew one on PewDiePie.
I'm a Jewish man, you fucking moron.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, that's so insane to try to be like, oh, well, you drew a swastika. Yeah, he's Jewish. It's like, I don't see Hasan criticizing black people for saying the N-word. It's like, it's part of their heritage. It's part of their, their history. They have special clearance with it, just like black people do with the N-word. So to try to like give him shit for drawing a swastika, even if it's an out of taste joke, it doesn't matter. There's a difference between somebody drawing a swastika or using a swastika because you hate the Jewish people, and there's a difference between a Jewish person using it. Just like there's a difference between a white person using the N-word, and there's a difference between a black person using the N-word. We accept that, but when it comes to Jewish people, for some reason, when they're not allowed to have the same type of gallows humor that everybody else is allowed to have about the terms or the things associated with their people, it's unreal.
I didn't realize.
Is anyone in that room Jewish? Was anyone in that room? Did I draw swastika one time on?
Do you think that Jews have an exclusivity agreement with like being offended or not offended by Nazi imagery?
No. What are you talking about? Yes, they do. Yes, they absolutely do. Jews have an exclusivity agreement to be personally offended by the swastika. Like, do you fucking read history?
On a Sig Heil approximately 50 times.
Why did I do a Sig Heil? Why did I do a Sig?
Oh my God, he's gonna own him here. Because I remember when Ethan did the Sig Heil, because Hasan tried to make a big deal out of it, and I'll let him. I know he's gonna tell him why he did it, and Hasan's walking headlong into this.
Heil.
I don't know.
Because you only watch clips on Twitter. I was making fun of Elon Musk and trying to see if it was valid or not.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my God, Hasan just walked right into that. Like, holy shit, dude, you're an idiot.
And by the way, as a Jewish man, are you going to tell black people not to use the N-word?
I love it. He used the exact same argument I used. That's the reality of it, is your group gets to say special things because of the history of your group. We allow this to black people using the N-word, and it's the same way with Jewish people. We have to allow them some room to say certain things because of the history that they come from.
Wait, what?
Are you going to tell black people not to use the N-word because it offends you?
Do you think this is an apt comparison?
Yes.
I think it's a brilliant comparison. Shit, I will say I made the comparison a little bit ago, so I'm kind of patting myself on the back here.
Okay. So you think that being able to draw the your anti-Semitism radar is completely out of whack.
And who are you to?
No, Hasan, your anti-Semitism radar doesn't exist because you're an anti-Semite. So maybe you're not the right person to be speaking on that.
Say that to me. You posed with a swastika. Here.
You're saying that it's not a swastika, and you know it's not a swastika.
I mean, it literally is a swastika.
It looks an awful lot like one.
Let me see the swords in your background. Why didn't you choose one of those ones?
I didn't choose the sword, Ethan.
I don't believe you.
Do you think this is a productive use of our time?
Absolutely. So anyway, you say it's a weird cosmic fluke. Personally, if I think it was a weird cosmic fluke, you say basically it's not a swastika. The difference between the Hindu symbol and
but it's not.
Okay, right. The difference between the Hindu symbol and the Nazi swastika.
On the other hand, was a swastika.
I'll finish what I said. Yeah, I'm a Jewish man. I depicted a swastika, cool. A tasteless joke on IDubbbz shirt 10 years ago. You said this is the swastika sword, and you keep it in your house, and you use it and pose it in photos, attacking a Jewish man. The fact that you can't even concede that looks bad.
I referred to it as looking like a swastika when my friend picked it up.
No, you didn't. You called it a swastika sword. Like, you guys can go back and watch the video. You called it the swastika sword.
If I genuinely thought it was a swastika memorabilia, do you think I would keep it in my house?
Yes.
Dude, you're being so obtuse.
Yes,
I know it's
course.
not a swastika, right? And I know you know it's not a swastika, but it is literally a swastika also. Because the difference between a swastika and that Hindu symbol is this. You see what I'm doing? This is the difference. If you ask a Hindu person, would they walk around with a swastika sign?
Wait, so you know?
Fuck
so you
no,
know
they know that looks like a swastika.
A swastika sword. So I'm a little confused.
Ask your Hindu friends if they would walk around with like a swastika brandished. They know.
Okay.
Are you Hindu?
I am not Hindu.
Okay, interesting.
No.
So anyway, it was a cosmic fluke.
Do you think
brandished
only,
what I.
Do you think that only Hindu people have bleach swords? Like, what's going on?
We're discussing the symbol, not the sword.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. So you think it was a cosmic fluke. There was 10 swords. He magically picked that one.
I can't. I'm speculating on
he left
the
it up.
decision making
If
of
it was a mistake, he could have deleted it.
I'm not him.
Go ahead.
I don't know. Again, I'm going to repeat myself here. I think I'm doing.
You
this
don't
a
need
lot.
to. Go ahead.
I am not.
Ask me the next question.
I don't know what was going on.
I'm not accusing
in his
you of being
mind.
idubs, Hasan, but you're acting like you're incapable of making value judgments on things because you're not
No, because
idubs.
I already made the value judgment. I think you're being crazy.
Okay, well, Mr. Microaggressions thinks I'm being crazy. Very good. You have no problem telling Jewish people they're being crazy on what?
Yes.
It's like a blatant fuck. Go ahead, ask me the next question.
Yes, I don't.
Do you think
I don't have a problem
if you could go back,
you're being crazy right now. You being Jewish has nothing to do with this.
Sure.
Well, the wild part is that Hasan is always ready to be offended for some other group. Like for any other minority group out there, he is ready to be offended on their behalf. And if you don't understand why he's offended, he's going to teach you about it. But when it comes to Jewish people, he's like, I don't understand why you could be offended by that. It's just he has a special logic when it comes to Jewish people about why he thinks they deserve the right to be offended because he's a fucking anti-Semite.
I'm sure it doesn't. Do you think going back that it was a mistake to use that sword?
I don't really care about this at all.
Okay, fantastic.
Oh, no, he's going to write it off about like, oh, it's not a big deal to me. I didn't think about it. I'm not concerned with it.
Well, that really shows where you're at on this. Go ahead and ask me a question.
Okay. So, since you believe that Israel is committing a genocide, what are the appropriate steps that people can take, both in the Western world and also regional actors can take against this entity doing a genocide by your own admission, that you would consider to be appropriate, because it feels like throughout this entire process, you have set boundaries on what you think
just
is
killing
inappropriate.
Civilians. That's the boundary.
That's a damn good boundary.
You have set boundaries on what you think is inappropriate.
Killing civilians.
And time again has said is outright anti-Semitic.
My boundary is killing civilians.
Okay. That's great. So
is that unreasonable?
That's a perfectly reasonable boundary to set.
Okay, good. So then we don't disagree.
Agree with you on that. Great.
Okay. So let me ask you the next one. Let me ask you about this Tabris tier list.
I have a.
Oh no. Hasan did not expect that straightforward of a question. I mean, straightforward of an answer. He did not expect them to just be like, "Hey, don't kill civilians." Now, I have no doubt what Hasan's about to do is talk about the civilians that have been killed in Gaza. But what he's forgetting is that maybe he doesn't go to this, but this is how I think he thinks. I think he's going to talk about the civilians killed in Gaza. And what he's missing is that the civilians killed in Gaza were collateral damage, whereas the civilians killed by Hamas and Israel were intentional. That was the intention that they went in there for. They didn't go to a music festival looking for military. They went there looking for civilians who they could massacre and rape.
Let me finish.
Well, you asked and I answered. Go ahead. You could go on a little bit more.
Okay, so hold on. Everyone is complaining about my volume on my side because we're using Zoom instead of Discord. So my fucking
go ahead.
Audio.
It's fine. Take your time to get the audio.
My audio
right.
keeps going up and down. Okay. So one of the first conversations that we had, you and I had, that led to the Leftovers podcast ending, was that you considered "From the River to the Sea, Palestine will be free" to be an anti-Semitic slogan. You said
that. Who the fuck doesn't consider "From the River to the Sea, Palestine will be free" not to be an anti-Semitic slogan. It very obviously is. They're talking about from the Jordan River to the sea. That is where Israel and Palestine are located. And if you say that all of that will be free of Jews, which is what the saying is, it'll be free of Jews, that means you murdered all of them. That's fucking anti-Semitic. What are you talking about?
That Jews feel like this is an exterminationist slogan, and Jews fear this slogan in the United States of America.
Yeah, because fucking duh. That's exactly what it means. There is no other meaning to it. Like, if from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free of Jews, what happened to them? Did they get some condos somewhere else? Or is their entire country gone? And they're gone with it.
America.
Correct.
If you think that Israel's doing a genocide, do you feel like it is appropriate for Westerners in the United States of America and Palestinians and people of Palestinian descent to be able to use emancipatory slogans, or should they go to jail under the Trump administration?
Okay, I mean, these are pretty extreme questions.
First of all, nobody is going to jail for saying from the river to the sea. Like, it's the basis of the question is bullshit. Nobody is getting arrested. Like, you can have a sign, you can have a T-shirt, you can have a billboard that says from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. It's not a crime. Nobody's going to jail for it. So the whole basis of the question is fucking stupid.
Now, I'm not making a value judgment. I'm just trying.
All I was trying to do. The question is what's happening right now.
Do you want me to answer?
Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to explain the Jewish perspective. I'm not trying to make a value judgment of it. But what I will tell you is that, how do you feel about Norm Finkelstein?
Love Norm. I know he has said that it
Here's what he had to say about this.
I know what he said.
No. I want the audience to see this, Hasan.
Hold on.
Hasan, I want the audience to see this video. This is not going to be a
gotcha moment for you, because I know Norm's position.
Good, I'm glad you know. Let's let the audience know, Hasan.
You know what I mean?
Hey, Hasan, let the audience watch the video.
I can have a nuanced and reasonable disagreement with a person that I actually admire.
So that's what we're having.
Like Norm. But
so it's nuanced and understandable with Norm. Let the audience watch the video, Hasan.
Okay.
Palestine will be free.
Let me go back. Yeah. Here's the Norm Finkelstein, a prominent figurehead in the Palestinian liberation movement.
I don't like the slogan.
I know. I have more positions that I disagree with him on.
The video
Palestine
as well.
will be free. I think it's a bad slogan. I know the slogan from the 1960s, the 1970s. It was a bad slogan then, and it's a bad slogan now because it has too much ambiguity. When you say from the river,
Someone's going to hit me with the Cherry Act,
to the sea, Palestine will be free. Obviously, a question arises. Okay, what happens to the Jews in that scenario? And some people will say, well, all it's about is everybody being free, but that's not what the slogan says. So I have, in recent weeks, I have voiced my concern that it's a bad slogan. And I said, just change it, tweak it. From the river to the sea, one person, one vote, Palestinians will be free. And
okay, well, that's all right. I'm not even going to comment on it.
You can't answer that slogan because all you're talking about is equal rights for everyone.
Which I will remind everyone, currently in Israel, whether man, woman, gay, straight, Jew, Muslim, Christian, whatever, everybody already has equal rights. There's a country in the Middle East. It's the only country in the Middle East where everybody has equal rights. And I think we need to stop pretending that country doesn't exist. It's called Israel.
From the river to the sea, one person, one vote, Palestinians will be free.
I don't know if he actually means the one vote thing, because I think what he's saying is good in that from the river to the sea, Palestinians will be free, which I think is good. You're laughing at Norm.
Routinely talked at campus encampments, college campus, Palestinian encampments as to I'm not going to make much hay about the slogan in general. There's plenty of other slogans.
Well, you're willing to listen to him, but when I say it, it becomes a big controversy. I literally,
no,
I'm not. It's not even my opinion.
I can have a disagreement with him on that, and you're forgetting one key factor.
What's that?
Okay, you're forgetting one key factor. Norm Finkelstein still ultimately will always say, while I disagree with the slogan because I think it scares people, it ultimately does not matter, and I'm not going to stand in opposition to it. He doesn't say it's anti-Semitic.
When have I opposed it?
He doesn't say it is exterminationist.
When have I opposed it?
That's what people think.
When have I opposed it?
If you think that Norm...
He still has yet to answer this question. He just keeps ignoring that Ethan's asking him this question.
Finkelstein would be in agreement with you in any way, shape, or form on any issue. Please have a conversation with him.
He's literally in agreement with me, like verbatim.
Okay. No,
actually, even
great.
more.
You said it was anti-Semitic. Norm doesn't think it's anti-Semitic.
Hassan, do you remember me advocating against it? Do you remember me advocating against it?
If he agrees with you on anything.
Sure, I'll ask Norm Finkelstein. Do you remember me denouncing that statement and saying people shouldn't say it?
I believe in our conversation.
No, it didn't happen. You're lying.
You said it was anti-Semitic.
I said it's perceived that way by Jewish people. All right, let's move on. The Sabra tier list.
Norm does not believe it's an anti.
But that's the thing is it is very much anti-Semitic. And here's the thing. Look, I'm not going to speak on behalf of Jewish people, but to me, and the Jewish people I've spoken to, it is anti-Semitic. It is against the Jewish people. Just talking about the elimination of the Jewish people. Now, if you think I'm wrong, you could tell me in the comment section. Tell me what that means. What from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free, means if it's not the elimination of the Jewish people. I'd really love to know, because that's what I see it as.